The Farmer and the Rain. It was the height of summer, and the fields lay bare under the oppressive heat, cracks in the soil like deep scars on the earth. For days the sun had beaten down without mercy, turning the land into a dry, unyielding wasteland. The farmer, his brow slick with sweat, stood at the edge of his fields, fists clenched at his sides. He looked up at the sky, his eyes narrowing. Rain, he muttered under his breath. I need rain. Without it, this crop is lost. I can't keep asking for miracles. It's time for the rain to come. Day after day, he stood in the same spot, glaring at the cloudless expanse, waiting for the heavens to open. His frustration grew, his patience wearing thin. He was desperate, and as the days stretched on, the plea for rain became a silent mantra, an unspoken demand. Then one evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a rumble echoed in the distance. The farmer's heart skipped a beat. The sky darkened, and the wind picked up, carrying the scent of something new, something cool. The first drop fell, followed by another, and soon the sky was weeping, releasing its pent-up fury in torrents. The farmer stood there, his face turned upward, his lips curling into a smile of relief. The rain came, not in a gentle shower, but in a fierce deluge. The earth drank it greedily, the soil absorbing the precious moisture that would save the crops. But then, as the rain continued to pour, the farmer's smile began to falter. The water gathered in pools, rising quickly, turning the fields into a sea of mud. The once hopeful farmer's eyes widened in horror as the floodwaters swept over the fragile plants. His crops, which he had spent months tending to, were now drowning in the very thing he had begged for. "No, this isn't what I wanted," he shouted, his voice lost in the howl of the storm. The water churned, swallowing the fields whole. What had once been a symbol of life and growth was now a ruin of destruction. He stumbled through the rising waters, desperate to save what was left. But it was too late. The rain, which he had called for with such desperation, had turned into a curse. The earth, once dry and cracked, was now too full, too heavy to bear. His crops were gone, washed away in the torrent. As the storm raged on, the farmer fell to his knees in the flooded field, his hands clutching at the mud. The rain continued to fall, but there was no joy in it now. It was just water, cold, unyielding, indifferent. And in that moment, the farmer realized something he had never considered before. Nature doesn't bend to human will. It has its own rhythm, its own balance, and sometimes we must accept that we don't control it. The rain eventually stopped, and the sky cleared. The fields, once filled with promise, lay quiet, wet, muddy, and broken. The farmer stood there, his heart heavy with the weight of his own desires. He had asked for rain, and he had received it, but he had failed to understand the price. As he looked over the ruined fields, the farmer learned a humbling lesson. Sometimes when we demand too much from life, it gives us more than we can handle. And in that lesson, he found a deep, quiet acceptance. As the sun dipped below the horizon again, he made a vow to the land, one of patience, one of understanding. He would no longer demand the rain, but welcome it when it came, knowing that not all things are meant to be controlled. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.